Well, we're here today at Westwood Lakes and we're on Skylark, which is a long snake lake, like a long donut really, with an island in the middle. Full of fish. As you can see, it's a lovely day. Winds are going to get up to about 40-50 miles an hour. So we thought we'd have a little session on fishing a little 9-foot bomb rod. We'll fish a little pellet feeder, maggot on the hook. Craig has promised me if I catch 2 or 3 fish quick, we can go and have a coffee, which sounds like a good plan, because it is horrible and it is very cold. So let's get sorted and see if we can put a few fish together. Well, I've loaded the feeder up. I've got 2 red maggots on there and loaded it up with the dampened fishery micros. I'm chucking tight to the far bank. There's quite a shelf that comes out probably half a metre out, so I've got a nice little flathead I can cast onto. I'll cast in, if I get no indications, I'll only leave it there for the first half hour of the session. I'll only leave it there 5 minutes maximum before I recast to get some bait in. It's very important when you start a session, especially any feeder sort of fishing, you don't chuck it and just sit there for half hour. You've got to get some bait in, introducing the peg to get the fish feeding. So away we go. The tackle I'm using for this session, it's very important to have everything well balanced, but I'm using one of the New Horizon 9-foot bomb rods. I've got an ounce tip in there. Because it's such a small rod, I've got one of their Horizon 3000 reels on, which balances it perfectly. If I stuck a 5000 Horizon on there, then the reel's too big for the rod. So everything's sort of scaled down, although the line doesn't have to be. I've got a 6-pound Horizon reel line on there, but the feeder I'm using is one of their new pellet feeders. There's 2 sizes, small and medium, and they're interchangeable with their feeders, making a system. You can put a bomb on the same stem that pulls out and take the feeder off. You put one of their method feeders on. So you haven't got to break down, which makes it very simple. If I wanted to change down just fish a straight bomb, it's very simple to do. But having the right setup in with the reel, the short rod, small reel, because it's obviously a 9-foot rod, it's a short rod, and that 6-pound main line is quite adequate. You know, if I stuck 12-pound line on there, that'd be silly. And also the tip's very important, so I've got a 1 ounce tip in there. Obviously, if you had a lot of tow and something, it's only when you use a heavier tip. If you're chucking at distance and there's tow on a lake, or if you're fishing a river and it was flowing heavy, whereas there's no tow on here and it's just a nice little ounce tip. Don't tighten right up, just have it set, just lay slight tension on it, so when the fish picks up the bait, it shoots off and your tip gradually goes round and the fish is on. There's no need to strike, they hook themselves. But very important to have the right setup. Whereas I could be sitting here with a 13-foot rod, but it was stupid, 13-foot rod, and it's probably only 13 metres wide. So the narrower, the smaller the venue, or the less distance you're chucking, the smaller rod you can use. Well, I had 4 casts or 5 casts going sort of tightish over. And had some little indications, little taps. And I said to Craig, I think the fish, obviously, are just a bit short, just away from sort of tight over as I was going. So I'd probably come half a metre off and straight away it dropped back and now we've got, I'd imagine, is a carp. Unless it's a good F1. It's amazing, just drop it. I mean, like if it's on the pole when you're fishing tight over, you'd come nearer. Or is it a bream? Oh, well, I thought it was a carp. Might be an F1 then. I think it's a small carp, maybe an F1. Yeah, small common. It's funny, like, just come that bit shorter and catch one straight away. Just a little drop back. Just roll the maggots just to slightly kill them. Just try that again, a bit shorter. It's probably just half a metre off where I was casting before. In the same line, but it was probably about 8 inches deep there, that's all. Oh, go on. Oh yeah. I'd say this one definitely is a carp. It's amazing though with a little rod how much control you feel you have. Also important, I don't know if you can hear me clutch going, very important to have that set right to your hook length. There's no point having it tightened right up so when it goes to bolt, they'll just pull out or break you. Well, I've set that to the tension of the 016 hook length I got on. Yeah, definitely a carp. They're a lovely bend in that rod. They're small rods, they really bend as they're an extension of your arm. Yeah, nice fish. There he comes. Lovely common, look at him, what a beauty. On a little rod. He's close to double figures, he is. Beautiful fish. Yeah, close to £10. Beautiful fish, beautiful common. I've just had now 2 carp in 3 casts. Whereas before I'd probably fished 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I was getting indications which was telling me they want bites, they were liners, so that the fish were there, but not where I was casting, where I was going, not right tight, I was probably a foot off the far side, and it's reading your peg, and I thought to myself, well, obviously the fish are between my feeder and my rod tip, but knowing that they were much closer over, I just took half a reel turn, so I come literally half a metre. I've come probably about 1.5 to 2 foot nearer me, and it's probably a difference of 8 inches in depth. First chuck, the little indication, which I was getting before, straight round, had a carp, about £2. The next chuck, indication right round, and one about £10. And I know if I hadn't made that change in reading me peg what was happening, and coming just that little bit shorter, I'd still be getting odd little liners. I wouldn't have had a fish by now. And the other thing, I've come that bit short, and if I start to catch quite a few fish now, I've got one of their small pellet feeders on. Where they're interchangeable, I can take it off and put a larger one on of the same weight, but I'll be able to introduce a little bit more feed if needs be. And I think it's a brilliant concept, because otherwise, if I was using it at someone else's feed, I might have to break down, and it's all time, especially in matches where seconds are vital. Just going to recast that now, so I'm putting another little bit of feed in. just shows how strong these little 9-foot rods are. You wouldn't imagine getting a double figure fish in on a little rod like that. Look at him, what a beauty. Lovely common. Oh, let's get another one. There we are, another lovely carp, lovely fish to end on actually, beautiful common, about £4, beautiful fish. I think we'll call it a day at that, and maybe Craig will put his hand in his pocket and as promised buy me a lovely coffee.